Hello, I am Patty Nolan. I'm on City Council now and I'm running again. I love the job and I think I do it well. First, if you want to know what's going on in Council, read my newsletters. I cover issues, votes, deliberations, and how I vote and why. That transparency is pretty rare. The main complaint about my newsletters, they're too long. The main compliment, they're really long, which means that I cover the issues fully, and I back up my positions by data, analysis, and nuance. And that is my brand. So here's my flyer for this year. And the reason I brought it was, all of us often sound alike in flyers. We are effective, collaborative, experienced, everything. The issues we care about are very similar. So this year, instead of having that on my tagline, I'm using a new tagline. Somebody's got to ask the tough questions. A little bit different from others, and it's exactly who I am. I not only ask the tough questions, I answer them. So what is the job of a counselor? It's kind of however we define it. I choose to work with positive long-term impact in our local laws and also operations, city operations. I engage in politics, but spend most of my time following up, monitoring, providing oversight. Otherwise, things get lost. We can pass great-sounding ideas, but then we have to monitor progress. I want the work I do to have lasting impact. My finance committee work has been exemplary. The council and the community now have a better sense of how taxes are set, how our bonding schedule for capital projects works, and what flexibility we have financially. Careful planning, risk assessment given economic uncertainty, and the need for fiscal response. All of this as we continue to deliver stellar services. I have pushed for efficient use of dollars, especially important with the downturn in lab development and Harvard and MIT both under threat from the Trump administration. I am also well known for questioning spending on construction, which is always far higher than other cities. A small example, the Raymond Street Park renovation, initial costs were over $5 million, and I worked with the neighborhood in the city to bring it down to less than half of that. It's less than $2.5 million. It's really important we continue that financial work. And on the Health and Environment Committee, I led essential reviews of the Net Zero Action Plan for building emissions and requiring yearly updates on progress and goals. We need to be a true climate leader, not just in press releases. I ensure Eversource and advocates are at the table on our path to electrification. I also worked through a public process on the Zero Waste Master Plan, the first ever commitment to reduce single-use plastics and required waste reductions. And by mandating better food waste diversion for more buildings, we will make a huge impact on that problem all Canterburyans know about, rats and rodents. I'm attacking the problem at the source. I worked with staff on the first ever zero emissions transportation plan, which I insisted include SMART goals and talk about all users of our roads. And this fall, we'll update the Urban Forest Master Plan to protect and expand our tree canopy and build on best practice. I also led the council in discussions on heat islands, environmental justice, and those combined sewer overflows in Alewife and the Charles River. No more poop in our rivers. So I bring people together to advance key initiatives openly and transparently, and I strategically focus on ways to help all residents. I want to talk about the vote on the multifamily zoning, the most divisive issue. Yes, I voted for it. Yes, it is deeply flawed. I pushed for another version I still believe would be better. So why did I vote yes? Because I worked with my colleagues who wanted and had the votes for a more aggressive change. 6 stories as of right with even less open space and no affordability on all parcels. I give them credit for being willing to compromise, so together the council could demonstrate broad support for multifamily zoning change. Working on a compromise, it would have been unethical for me to vote no, even though it wasn't my preferred option. That is good governance. I stand by the vote. And I sponsored a request for a short-term update, so if the zoning needs adjustments, we will have data informing a decision. So I know I ruffle feathers, I'm hard to characterize, I support the police and alternatives, I'm fiscally responsible and still want municipal broadband. My advice, candidates all sound familiar. Watch the meetings, not just promo videos like this one. Ask for receipts, I have plenty. Every election I know I'm not safe, and this year it's the most risk ever. Why? The 2 most visible issues, housing and bike lanes. I voted for bold change in both, and I voted against some changes I viewed as not good for the city as a whole. So purists on either side cross me off their lists. I hope enough voters, you, believe my thoughtful, nuanced approach is good. We need balance and solid good governance. Nolan #1.